Welcome to another episode of Femaffair with me, your host, Aba FAME. This program is designed to empower women. Today's topic is on women in media. What comes to mind when you hear about women in media? Well, sit down and then enjoy every bit of the discussion. We'll be with you in a jiffy. But before I go off, let me acknowledge Furniture City for this beautiful edifice. Enyos Blend did my makeup. Barikema Clothing is in charge of my closet. Then, of course, GH Media took care of our production. A woman's upbringing has a lot to do with her self-esteem in future. Let's focus on training our daughters well for their future in our absence. As a woman or a parent bringing up a young woman, make sure that you train them on their self-esteem. It will help them in future. As I said earlier, today we are discussing women in media. And I tell you what, we have a great man in our middle here that we are going to bombard him with all our questions when it comes to women in media. Mr. Listowo, you're welcome.
Thank you.
Today I have questions for you, Pa. Okay, so next to him is Reverend Mrs. Mayfair Bentum. She's a media personnel. She's worked with GTV, TV3, TV Africa, Praise TV, and Atinka TV. So she has an experience. That's why I said we've ganged up against the Mugo in media. We have questions for him as women. So let's just go straight into our discussion. Let me start with him, because I want us to bombard him today. So first of all, does discrimination against women in media, does it exist at all in media?
I would say no, because we're having, in this country, we're having a media landscape that is open to all. I'm looking at what we have in Ghana. It may not be the same as those in what we have in other countries.
Okay.
But here in Ghana, I think everybody has been given the opportunity, and I am looking forward for the women to come out.
Okay.
They have not been discriminated, and there is nothing about discrimination here in our country. Probably they may face some one or two problems, issues, and so on, but we don't have any industry without problems. Therefore, I don't see discrimination as such.
Okay.
What I see is that, or what I want to see, is to see more women getting to the task.
Okay.
Women must start getting to the task. They must live to it. They must take up the challenges. So I see women rather trying to shun away from the challenges. So I want to see them getting to the challenges and picking the challenges up.
Mrs. Bentum, let me come to you on this same question. Let's hear you on that.
Yes, 1,000 times yes, because we are being discriminated against.
Yeah.
How are we being discriminated to? Okay, I will get the job against any man. Okay, if you're talking about opportunities into, like he's talking, into the media systems, women are likely to get the job more than their male counterparts. But maintaining the job is where the discrimination comes in.
Okay.
I will get the job, but to keep it, you are either asked or forced to do one or two things to maintain the job that your male counterpart will not be asked to
do.
If I have to leave it vague.
Okay.
So that is where I think that our male counterparts, like our honorable rector here, should look into.
You see, getting the job alone is not discrimination. It means we rather give them more opportunities. So women are giving more opportunities, right? Then, after the opportunities, then we are looking for performance. So if you have been given the opportunity and you are facing some challenges, it means even men, we discriminated men and gave you the opportunity.
No.
Therefore, if you have to maintain your position in your workplace and so on, I would rather see performance than going to do other things which you did not do to get the job.
What is the probability cost? At what cost is the person getting the job over the male counterpart? Okay, as I always say, that as long as we women are the carriers of beauty access or extra curriculum activities on our bodies, we will always be the point of discrimination. Why? Because men see, it is their sight. So when a man is at the pinnacle of a system, and a woman and a male, let me say male and female, walk in for a job, If the female is not up to, she will not get the job in the first place.
Yeah.
So that is what performance is. She performed, got the job over a male counterpart, but plus something. There was a probability cost. The cost is that with this one I get more than the performance. So obviously you want your business to thrive. Nobody wants their business to sink. So you look at performance even before you give out the opportunity, the job. But after you do, you know that this one comes with extracurricular activities, which this one doesn't. Now that's what I'm talking about. And we cannot pretend it's not happening. It's happening.
It's happening.
I'm not saying, if you want to talk about that, then let's go straight and talk about that. Yes, it is happening, and it is happening everywhere. Not only in the media landscape, it's happening everywhere. But my point is that getting the job alone is an opportunity. Yes, which probably may come with other things and so on and so on. But getting the job is an opportunity. When men are sidelined and the job is given to you, that is an opportunity. The rest are challenges.
Okay, so let me come in here.
No, it's an opportunity that the male counterpart have.
Okay.
It's an opportunity.
So let me come in here.
Because they were both called in for the job.
Okay.
They both contested for. They both passed. But because of something else, that is why now let me not make hasty generalizations here. I've worked with wonderful men in our society. He's one. That never asked me for anything in return. They liked me for what I could do, how I could do it. And they kept telling me. So when we started, I was like, he's the wrong person for this interview. Because he has proven beyond doubt that he's fair. Unbiased. It's performance, like you're saying. So that is what we're here for. But there are men out there, right?
Okay, so then that is where I want us to go. So let's speak in general, so that it wouldn't be biased in one situation. So now my question is, does that discrimination exist when it comes to media in
For me, it does.
Yes. From his point of view, I think probably with him it doesn't exist in his dictionary, but out there it exists, and there are challenges because there are jobs that women should have gotten, especially when it comes to camera and equipment. Men would always be chosen over women when it comes to these things. That's what we're talking about.
Then you're talking about technical areas.
We are not talking about
why must we be limited in technical areas? I have seen women who are camera. In fact, when I see them, I die for.
Exactly.
People are all wild, are all old. That when they see a woman camera, why? Why must that be? If there was a balance, there will be nothing wrong with
so then I move to
camera.
my next question.
You see, but let me talk. Yes. Now. In the media circles, we have specializations.
Okay.
And aside specialization, we have producers' preference.
Okay.
Now, if I want to put somebody in front of the camera, the first person that comes to mind will be a woman because of what I want to see, right? Or what people want to see.
Okay.
So the first will be a woman.
A woman.
There are some specific programs that I would love to place men there. But preferably, we prefer putting women
there.
In front of the cameras. Generally, when it comes behind the cameras, we prefer putting men.
Yes, that's where the challenge is.
So I'm saying that does not mean that when we have a woman, we will not put the woman there.
Okay,
but
so
you see,
what we are saying is
preference. So when I'm placing somebody in front of the cameras, I would prefer a lady or a woman. That one you don't call it discrimination, right? So when I want somebody behind my cameras, I prefer. It means that I can put a woman there, but I prefer men.
Exactly our point.
So all of them have places. I have a place for a woman. I have a place for a man.
That is where the challenge is. Because
you still call that?
Yes, we still call that discrimination because in our society, we now have come to terms that what a man can do, a woman can do better.
You came to terms. This is just saying. It's just saying. Some group of women met at Beijing and then they started creating words and they were creating. Yes.
Okay, so let's even put that aside. Now we've gotten to that. Most women are very practical and technically inclined now.
Good.
That should be given access. When you were talking, you mentioned that when you talk of in front of camera, it's women. Behind the camera, why not behind the camera? You consider women to.
I'm talking about preferring. So I can put a woman behind the camera.
That is what has brought about the discrimination.
But
okay, so
if we're looking at the number of men in front of camera compared to the number of women behind the camera,
it still doesn't even match.
Yes, you know why? Because women do not stand up to the task.
Because we are made to believe.
Okay,
that
so
we
then
cannot.
that's
So it is the women.
Let me ask
You
my
see,
next
it is the
question.
women. It's not that I have them. It's not that I have them and I'm not giving them the opportunity. I don't have enough.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you
so
may
then
not see a lot of them.
this point builds up to my next question. So what does the society see this to be? The society, per our research, has seen that, well, if I go and trying to apply, I've got female friends who are photographers. I can mention names, but let me just, for the sake of one or two, they are photographers. They don't even want to work with the media house because when you go, the men are choosing over them. So now they are on their own trying to build themselves up.
First
So
of all,
that's what we are talking about.
you see, first of all, it's
so,
wrong.
Mr. Listowell, the discrimination exists.
You
That's
let
what
me
we want
treat
you
this
to-
question.
Yeah.
First of all, it's wrong. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, before God and man, when we present, I'm an educationist.
Yeah.
I train people in the media. When we present ladies as technical people, they are the first to be chosen. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
The problem is that we have a few of them.
Okay.
But when we present them, they are the first to be chosen.
Okay.
And people prefer ladies, camera people, and so on. Because when ladies are working as technical people, they work with all diligence.
Okay.
And they are very serious. I have a camera lady at Pan Africa TV.
Okay.
And when Kwesi Pratt came to the institution, the person that he really appreciated was the camera lady.
I
Was
see.
very apt. I have camera ladies at Inca TV, and they almost do everything.
Okay.
Camera. You
So,
get it?
so per all the discussion we've had, what I've gathered from everything personal, even if we go personal now and not generalize it, what I've gathered is that there used to be, but now women have been given the room to operate.
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
up to the
I didn't
women
say
to,
there
I
used to
mean,
be. Yes, women
There
have been
is.
given the opportunity all this while.
I
All
believe
this
there
while.
used to be. It's better now.
It's
but
better
still
now.
there.
One thing that
because
is
women-
fighting against men is themselves and their mind.
Yeah.
You see, who said these things are for men and who said these things are for women?
Okay.
But
So-
they have created.
Okay.
On
they have
that
created-
note,
Me-
we'll go for,
Chairman,
yes,
Chairman,
please
Chairman.
hold on a minute. On that note, we'll go for men's corner. When we come, we'll have time for you. So viewers, let's hear what the men has to say. Even though we have a man in the studio and the discussion is hot, we'll be right back.
It's a good thing for women to be in media. When a man is going to interview a man, it kind of doesn't pick up. But when a lady goes into interview a man, no matter what the man is doing, the man will just allow the woman to interview him.
Yes, of course, women are enjoying their respect in media. I wouldn't say all of them, but some. We have notable ones like Nanaba Namoa Mama V of Joy FM. They have a lot of clouds around them. They have respect among their peers. You hear a lot of people saying that, oh, this media personnel has had an affair with this so-called big man. All what we hear on other social networks are mere allegations. I can't really point out and say, I know of this one or that one who has been harassed sexually.
Welcome back from Men's Corner. Today is a women's topic and we are hearing some interesting comments from the men. But whatever it is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is. So, Mrs. Bentum, you were making a submission before you went back.
We went for the break. He said that we are our own enemies. No, he didn't say that.
He didn't say
said that it's how we think.
Yeah.
Our limitation is how we think. Very good. Who made us
Who
think
made
the
us
way
think?
we think?
Exactly.
Let's go back to birth. Let's go back to society.
Yeah.
We are in a society now. From society has evolved over time. Okay.
Yeah.
But from the beginning, it was a man's world.
Yeah. When you
Women were in the kitchen.
it was a taboo
Women
to
were, yes,
work
it was
as a
in
woman.
and we have evolved, not leaving that totally behind. So we are in an era where if you're a woman and you stand up or out, you're rude.
You're rude.
You're arrogant. But a man will come and do the same thing you did. If like you use please 10,000 times when you're talking, they'll say, hey, Ojiabu Papa, or compete. Or, look, I have, even in religion, even in churches, it's happening.
The better
when a
word
woman
in
wants
cheese,
to
wopre,
stand up,
wopre.
Thank you. When you stand out, you are taught. So in everything, there has to be a balance. For example, I interviewed a man of God, and you know how we are thought to. Oh please, I made one statement, and about 500 men of God will call you. You are being arrogant.
Yeah.
Don't you know he's a man of God? Don't you know? This same man had an interview with a man, my male counterpart, and the questions were like bam, 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 and I didn't hear anything.
Because he was a man. Yeah.
Because he was a man. I didn't hear anything on social media. I asked him, didn't you get any calls? Because I did the thing. He said, no, people are actually telling him he did well because the man of God is very loud and out there. So the way he gave him the question was okay. You see? So who made us think like we can't amount to where the male counterpart? Who? It's society.
Okay. So
on the same topic, let us go straight to the point. When women try to stand up, who were those who were saying it is the same women. Because men will see that and will be like, wow.
So in a nutshell, it was these things that created lack of confidence and interest in these things, and automatically it created a discrimination on its own. But in the field too, there were discrimination that also discouraged women. It is the men that were telling the women that you belong to the kitchen. So how do I go to a man and apply for a job as a cameraman?
But you see, nothing prevents you from going.
Okay.
Yes, so you can go. My point is, go and get those hindrances, and then let's start.
Okay, so on that note, let me move to my next question. How do we build the confidence of the women now to get into the media, or those in the media to come out of their shells?
Can I answer that?
No, I will answer first. You see,
how do we get the women to come out of their shell?
In this world, for me, but my philosophy is that don't let anybody encourage you.
Okay.
You must encourage yourself. So those who are sitting and are expecting people to come and encourage them, women sitting, you have passion for the media industry, and you are waiting for somebody to come and encourage you. The person who is coming to encourage you himself needs encouragement.
So Mrs. Bentum, what's your take on
I think
this?
he has taken the words out of my mouth.
Okay.
I was going to say this. That I agree with him. I think that we it's not a corporate thing. It's an individual thing. I am here because I thought of where I wanted to go and I shot at it. Okay, and I did everything I could to be there. How do you upgrade yourself? Don't sit down and give complaint. Yes, these things exist. I'm not saying they don't. They do, but you have to
find a way to maneuver your way through.
Don't use them as excuses to say I'm not getting a job because of discrimination. I'm not. No, that's wrong. As an individual, as a lady in media, or you want to be in journalism, push. I'm a mother of 4, 1 adopted, and here I am. I'm doing my masters. I'm doing all these things you said, and it's not easy. It's not like you just wake up and
it's not a joke.
Yes, why? Because I have a focus and I get it done. So get it, and then corporately as women, we ought to support our fellow women.
Okay.
You don't get that a lot.
Okay.
And again,
great point. So let me ask you this question. You've dealt with a lot of both sexes when it comes to media. So this question, I'll start with you before she comes in. Probably she, as a woman, should be the best to answer. But I want to start with you. Does sexual harassment exist in the media field?
Oh yes.
How's the situation in Ghana?
Because anywhere you put men and women, sexual harassment will take place. Okay. So it's not only in the media. It happens everywhere. I, in particular, will say that any woman who give in had wanted to.
I see. That's a powerful statement.
Oh yes, then you have wanted to. Because when we try and you don't give in, we back out. The only thing is probably especially with men who have power, they would like to exert their power or use it against you. And the point is, if that is not possible, then let it not be possible.
Okay.
So the problem is when women think they can get there through sex. So they want to look beautiful. So they don't really have it. If you have the qualifications and so on, if you are doing your job and you are on top of what you are doing, nobody will kind of dismiss you because you didn't give in.
But we have instances that the men do not say, I accept the no from the women. That you have to back off that institution to find yourself somewhere else because of their superiority.
And that is a challenge. And if that is the challenge, then you move on. But you see, let's get back to my point. My point is that when you are delivering, when you are delivering, it will be very difficult for the person to say, because you said no, go, no. Now, my first point was that people get there because they think they can get there through so you go and then you get, so when you get there through that, then you face those problems. But if you got the job because of your qualifications, it will be very difficult for you to, or for any man to tell you that if you are not doing it, then go. Now, aside that, if you look at women, if a man should approach you, the man would think about who you are. There are some women you can't just approach them, because of the way they carry themselves. But if you carry yourself in a particular way, then you are attracting those people. We also have men, whether you are short, you are tall, but those people are there. But it will heavily depend on how you, the woman, how you carry yourself. There are some people you can't just go to them and tell them, I love you, I want to do. No, it's a no.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And some of the men, we know that this particular woman, when I go,
I'll get it.
I will not get it. And there are some, you haven't even said it, and
they are presenting it.
They present themselves. So it depends on how you carry yourself. The sexual harassment is everywhere. But if I come to you and you say no, that should be it.
Okay, so if I come to you and you say no, that should be the case. This has been too.
I agree with almost everything he said, with the exception of if you, any woman who is sexually assaulted or means
harassed,
you want it. You made a statement.
No, I'm saying that
if the men succeed with you, it means
that
you.
It means that the
what
women,
about those who are raped?
Oh, then that is why we gave it a particular name.
Yeah.
That is why we gave it rape. So that one is criminal.
It's totally out of.
Yes.
Okay, but there are women who carry themselves well, and yet the men, like you're saying, they're extreme. Okay, but I totally agree with what he said. Women, the way you carry yourself counts. The most important thing is getting the job. When you get the job, how you carry yourself around the job, how you execute your duties and your responsibilities, that counts.
I see.
So, I think it is there, but it's that one I can't just blame the men. It's both sides. How we carry ourselves, who we are, and of course.
Yeah. How feasible is women organization protecting or catering for women in media in Ghana?
With the associations, I started with ladies in media.
Okay, wow.
And then the idea is to put all ladies in the media institutions, especially the educational ones, and then groom them, change the mentality. My point is about changing the mentality. Change the mentality that you have to sleep with a man before you get a role. Exactly. You have to sleep with a man before you get to a media institution, or before you get a job. So instead of learning, they don't spend money learning. They spend money catering for dressing and buying things so that they can look nice, other than attending to the mind.
Yeah.
So the idea is to empower them. The idea is to bring them together and conscientize them before they go out there, right? And the second leg is to have mentors, people in industry to mentor them. And we're finding it difficult getting mentors.
Yeah.
We're really finding it difficult.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention names. We got to big people, they told us they don't have time. They told us their work is so demanding. But I did a similar thing. I did men in media, and it is working, and we get there, we share ideas.
Oh wow! So
yes, TV stations, yes, TV stations.
So you have one for men, but women's own is not feasible.
The women's own did not work.
Wow. So on that note, we'll go for our Yellow Women's Time for our beauty tip. We'll be right back.
Hello lovely people, welcome to another exciting episode of YOLO Beauty Tips. I am Shalina Daipoku and I'll be taking you through this segment. For today, we'll be treating on the topic facial. When we talk about facial is a basic skincare treatment that helps cleanse the pores and exfoliate away dead skin cells. It also treats common skin concerns. Facial helps rejuvenate and nourish our faces, making them look younger and healthier. There are so many advantages of facial. but we'll just take a few. Deep cleansing. Deep cleansing helps get rid of oil buildups, toxins, dirt from our everyday environment. Anti-aging. Anti-aging helps slow down the aging process. Much like face massage, facial should be taken into consideration as an everyday skincare routine. This is all we have for today's episode. Catch you same time next week. I am Shalina Depoku, and it's bye-bye.
Welcome back from our YOLO Women's Time. The beauty tip is to make sure that we look good in the inside and also on the outside. So I didn't want us to end this discussion because it's been very interesting and very educative. So I would like to take your final words. Now let me start with you, Mrs. Benton.
Yeah, ladies first.
Ladies first, yes.
Oh, this one, okay,
Yeah.
so this is what I would say. I mean, we've said a lot. In summary, I agree that to some extent we embraced the whole concept of discrimination. We didn't start it like he says, but we embraced it. Okay, we accepted it. So let's rewind the tape. Let's go back to history. Let's rewind what made us think that we need to use what we have to get what we want. How do we do that? Women, yes, we've already said that, empower yourself, do it. But the men, if our men in media can also, especially those at the pinnacles of systems, of institutions, can say that when you come, it is going to be basically what you can do and not what you carry or what you have.
Yeah.
I think that
If you can give us that assurance.
Yes. I think that our young ladies will go back and think and not come with plenty makeup on their face or with botched boobs and all that. They will go back to being who they are and rather building,
concentrate on their brain building
and their skills. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So
All right.
Mr. Listowell?
Yes, I would say let's start from somewhere.
Okay.
Especially the ladies. Let's start from ourselves. Let's start building the confidence.
Okay.
And then nobody will dictate to us. If ladies kind of set the pace, if they begin to dictate how it should go, it's very difficult for men to come and tell them what to do. Yes, so carry yourself well. Sometimes the problem is whether to put the hen before the egg or the egg before the you see. Let's leave the men to also do their best, but of course the men too are problematic. Ladies should also start working on their minds. Some of the things that we say are just theories. Go and get it. Stand up. I met a female group. They call themselves ladies go-getters. So they are a group of a clique. They encourage themselves, and I had the opportunity to go and talk to them. And they were just about 15, and they call themselves go-getters.
Yeah.
So they want to do extraordinary things, and they were standing up to the task. They were really getting there. We should start doing those things. Ladies should go beyond the ordinary and do extraordinary things, and they will take over the world.
Okay. I didn't want to end, but we have to. But one last word I heard was ladies should come out and explore. No matter what the case is, till you get to explore, you may never know what's in it for you. You can't sit in the house and go by the notion that I won't be allowed, I won't be accepted. You need to go out there, even when you're not accepted, keep going. One day, one door would open for you. And then Mrs. Femaffair Bentum also said that you need to make sure you're stepping out. So it's the same message they all gave. My name has always been Aba FAME. I would like to acknowledge our sponsors. Furniture City gave us this beautiful edifice. Enyos Blended, my face beat. Barikima Clothing, take care of my closet. God bless you for watching.